So here's a quick rundown on the Da Vinci faggot, okay? Basically, this guy, he did all kinds of shit that was just... He would, for example, he would experiment with different chemicals for his paintings, so his paintings would almost exclusively self-destruct at some point, they would just destroy themselves, just start having cracks and just fall off the wall or some shit. For example, some of the famous missing Da Vinci paintings, like what is it called, the Battle of something, I can't remember. Anyway, this great painting or fresco he did, it just broke apart, so we just scraped it and painted over it, because it was just shit, it was garbage. It didn't last. All his other paintings, if you look at his other paintings that you never get to see on television or anywhere, they're all pretty samey. Look at his personal drawings and like sketches. He had no idea what he was doing. Like he draws like a dog, and it looks like a rat. It's just, and look at his personal life. What he would do? Basically, he would travel from governor, or whatever you call it, from king to king, sovereign to sovereign, and he would just show up at the court, and he would basically impress the local guy. Like, he would play the lute or a couple of instruments, and afterwards he would paint something, and then he would like perform some math wizardry, and the guy would be like, oh my god, this guy is so amazing, and I need this guy in my court for prestige, and we would just pay him. Similar to alchemists later on, would just come and be like, yeah, I can turn lead to gold if you give me money and basically a place to stay, and so fuck it, that's how he got by. And he just was not a good artist, okay? And the thing about the notebooks and the genius, in quotation marks, aspect, I don't think these notebooks are anything special. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there are many more notebooks with drawings just like Da Vinci's from other people at the time, because it was just so common or popular among noble people, and to get an education, to learn Latin, to Greek, and to read these things, and to make shit like this. So I bet there's thousands of notebooks like this out there from other people. It's just you don't hear about anywhere. Another thing you have to consider is, why is the Mona Lisa even so popular? And you have to look at the history of the Mona Lisa. Basically, what happened in the 60s was the Kennedys used the Mona Lisa for propaganda. The Mona Lisa came, there was some kind of exhibit in the US, when they shipped the Mona Lisa from country frog-eating fuckers France to the US, and the Kennedys basically posed with the Mona Lisa and whatever. And since then there has been this tremendous hype around the Mona Lisa. Even though it's a shit piece of artwork, the sides have been cut off, the background is basically getting blacker and blacker, you can't see shit anymore. They're amazing, the eyes, they follow you. It's basically just because he made the eyes look straight ahead, which is, wow, what an act of genius, okay, making the eyes look straight ahead. He never accomplished anything, okay? Like, when I was in high school, I drew like fantastic weapons, okay? I drew like an A-10 Warthog in space with laser Gatling guns in all directions, okay? Does it make me a genius? No. Okay, if Da Vinci drew like a giant crossbow and a fucking fountain that fucking blows hot oil around 10,000 years ago, it's the same shit, okay? It's just some doodling, no purpose, there's nothing behind it, okay? So, like, the things he sketched up, like, what is genius about them? Because there's nothing genius about them. He was also kind of, well, there's so much to this guy. Anyways, if you will hardly find anyone telling the truth about this. You will only find, I stumbled upon one article of a guy who actually knew his shit, and he kind of put things into perspective, but it's in German and I won't find it anymore, I think, but maybe I downloaded it. But essentially, compare him to Michelangelo and it's a joke, okay? It's just a joke. The guy was a fucking joke. They were not equal in any way, shape or measure where we are on the same level, okay? It's just, you can't compare these two. Like if you read like a biography of Michelangelo, the shit this guy pulled, okay, the hardship he went through to achieve what he achieved is insanity. Like, so this is what happened, for example. I have trouble remembering the details, but he got an order, basically. He was supposed to, oh my god, he was supposed to, for like a grave or like the tomb, he had to create a sculpture or something. And to get the marble for this, the marble block, we're talking about a gigantic marble block, just tons and tons of material. How the fuck do you get this from a what is it called in English? Where you get the stones from? Jesus Christ. So, anyways, how do you get it like 50 miles through the wilderness? There are no roads there yet, okay? There's no road, there's no way, there's only like foot trails. And he has to get this fucking 10-ton block back into his studio. And there's no companies here. In that time period, there are no companies that do that shit for you. So he has to do it himself. So he basically just gets a budget, or just give him a fuck ton of money, like, do it. He has to hire people. He has to get people with carts. He has to get workers to break the stone out of the thing. He has to do all kinds of shit. He has to make new roads. Okay, he has to fucking build a road so he can even get this stone back into his apartment, into his studio. And if you read his diaries and his stuff on this hardship, it's so amazing. Like, people died getting this fucking stone in his studio, okay? People were crushed by the stone, fell over, real broke on the wagon, fell on some. It's just, and this is just one project of this, just one fucking project. Can you imagine the pressure? Basically, the Pope, one of the most powerful people of the time, hires you to build something for him. People die on the way to just getting this thing into your studio. You stand in front of this fucking giant marble block, and you have to. You do your if you know about art, you do your concept, okay, do your clay models before, okay, you do so it's not like you're starting from scratch, okay, you don't just start chipping away at this giant block, okay, but still the pressure is insane. And he did this over and over and fucking over again. With every project he did, he would just isolate himself for up to 2 years or more and just work away and just fucking destroy his own health. And he and over his life he became even more crazy and perfect. Basically, he was a perfectionist. He would just lose his shit. Like later on, he would basically destroy his own work. He would start working, and once he made like one mistake, he would just stop right there. He would either wreck it right away, or he would just push it to the wayside and just fuck it. I'm gonna start something else. It's insane. And the workload this man accomplished, like painting-wise, sculpture-wise, he even did like architecture. And Da Vinci does not even compare him with slides. Like, there's nothing about Da Vinci. He accomplished nothing. So, what else can I say here? Basically, if you want to know more about this, just read up on these two guys, get a biography of these guys, and don't fall for the shit, okay? Don't fall for these, like, this hype. I'm trying to think about something else about Michelangelo. Like, Michelangelo, he was basically like a workaholic robot, because he had a lot of money. He had property and stuff, but he would lie to people, like to his own, in letters he would lie to his own family, but he was basically just he would just tell them he's just scraping by and not making interest. It's wow, just what a guy. He was just someone to aspire to, and Da Vinci was just a faggot. Okay, so